everybody. Welcome back. How are you? Hope you're all having a lovely evening. Last night I did a tarot reading on Foodie. I can't even talk. Sorry. Words. Let's try that again. Last night I did a tarot reading on Foodie, and boy, was it a doozy. So if you didn't happen to be there, you can catch it on the replay. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about what she's doing right now. So Fraudy just posted another video, and the title was very clickbaity. She titled the video "Taking Off My Hijab," and spoiler, she doesn't take it off. But she talks about taking it off, although, Foodie, you kind of have taken it off already, because you're not wearing the abaya anymore, and you're not wearing the hijab. All you're wearing these days is something called an undercap, which is something that you wear under the hijab. And correct me if I'm wrong, y'all. If I'm wrong, I want to know that I'm wrong, and always open to be educated. Anybody can wear an undercap for anything. So there's no more abaya. There's no more hijab. It's just her wearing the undercap. And if you want my opinion, I feel that she's wearing the undercap not so much for spiritual reasons, but because she's trying to hide her weight in that way. So there's a lot of stuff to go over on Twitter, like stuff relating to her newest community posts, her newest pictures on her community post. I love Twitter because there's so many wonderful people on Twitter, and they're always pointing out the little details that Foodie seems to forget when she does her community post and when she does her videos. So big ups to all you people on Twitter that you notice things and you point things out. So how about we just go on over to Twitter, and let me just go ahead and bring that up for y'all. Okay, so there is my Twitter. For anybody who wants to follow me on Twitter, it's Well Girl Sarah. And if you happen to have a Twitter account and you're sub to me here on YouTube, I recommend do subbing to my Twitter, because sometimes YouTube, they do drop the ball with sending out notifications for lives and for videos. It's just, I can't explain it. They just don't send out notifications. They're just weird like that. But whenever I do a new video or I do a live chat, I post on Twitter first. So if you want to keep up with me and you don't trust Twitter, and I don't blame you if you don't, join me on Twitter. So what do we got here? All these little notes that I've been gathering up for all of you, for those of you that are not on Twitter. Let's start here with CLJ 1974. This happens to do with Chantal's community post, where she posted a picture of herself and also a picture of one of the garments that she was wearing, a snowflake sweater. She was claiming that she wore a size 3X. Anybody's been following Foodie for a while, you know she's not wearing a size 3X. No way. She hasn't been a size 3X in a while. But CL says the size is edited. Marissa's does not put an X on their plus size garments. Examples below from Google and personal knowledge, because I used to be a size 0. So let's look at the pictures. Okay, so we got a size 3 and we got a size 0. So I guess they don't use the X. And before even seeing these pictures, I knew she was lying. She confessed herself, if you guys remember. She did a video where she was wearing the floral abaya, and she told all of us that she preferred to wear the abayas because she is getting so big. And at that point, she was wearing the biggest size commercially available in Kuwait. And I'm pretty sure that in Kuwait, they go beyond a 3X. So if she was wearing more than a 3X, how could she possibly wear a 3X now in regular clothing? It just doesn't make any kind of sense. Okay, PPS Pumpkin Spice said, here's the tag blown up and darkened. If you look close, you can see the corners of the square that has been photoshopped in. She probably shouldn't have traded that laptop for whatever. It helps to see photoshopped image on other screens. Yes. Because Foodie only uses her phone for streaming and everything. She's got all of her apps on her phone. She streams from YouTube on her phone. And she really doesn't have really good eyesight. So if she's using all kinds of editing programs and photoshopping programs, things like this would, miss her attention. So yeah, I can see the pixelation there, Foodie. You photoshopped that in. Of course you did. All right. So Gingerbread Chai says, I'll be buying a subscription to Unicity. It seems to have worked wonders. A Christmas miracle. So here's the picture from Chantal's community post. Okay, anybody out there looking at this picture, do you guys see the inconsistencies that I do? Let's go over them. So me just looking at it, the aesthetics of it, it looks like her right arm is shorter than her left arm. And not only that, if you look at her left hand, it looks like she's got extra fingers. And why on earth, Foodie, did you take a picture where your body wasn't centered and your fingers are cut off? Also, can we talk about the difference between your right leg and your left leg? Now, some people have said it's because she's putting one foot forward and there's one foot behind. But even if that were the case, wouldn't the legs look the exact same size? The right leg looks a lot smaller than the left leg. The left leg looks much bigger. The left leg looks smaller. So something is off here. Something is very, very, very off here. And another detail, this picture. Can we talk about how one side of her waist on the left is curved and the other one isn't? How is that even possible? We know that Foodie is very round. So where is this curve coming from? There's a lot of things that don't look right, Foodie. It doesn't look right. The math ain't mathin'. You a lie. Girl, you sat up all night making this picture, didn't you? Trying to trim off a little bit of this, a little bit of that to make yourself seem smaller. You're not smaller. And listen, you can play around with your editing programs. You can play around with Photoshop if you like. Feel free to do so. Do whatever you want in your free time. But no amount of Photoshopping, no amount of apps are going to fix your health. So feel free to be creative with a picture, but it's not going to fix your issues. Oh, and here's another picture. Oh, whoops. Oh, no. Oh, no. I flipped over. So sorry. Let me go back there again. Sorry. I don't know why I did that. We're going over to the other picture. So you guys just saw the first picture. Does that picture look like this picture? That was a picture that she created. Here is a still from one of her videos. And you guys can tell that shirt is telling a story without saying a word. Those buttons are ready to pop. So if she were a 3X, would that be happening? I don't think it would be happening. I really don't think so. Foodie, I don't know why you insist on lying to us when we all know the truth. I don't know what kind of game it is to you. I don't get it. Why you insist on lying to everyone knowing they don't believe your lies? Like, what is the thrill in that? What is the point? What is the end game? Maybe one day I'll figure it out. Fondue Pondu posted this. This is a screenshot, I guess, from comments on her post. This person says, if you do not hide or lie about your weight, why are your filters on full force? You are showing a not real you. Be proud of you. Then the skeptics will stop. Be like the old Chantal who wasn't afraid of how she looked. She says, I don't have filters on full force. Filters don't erase weight. Oh, yes, they do. Yes, they do. The face filters took off some, weight from your face. And the undercap, that keeps a lot of stuff in. And Photoshop does the same thing. You can trim off things. So don't tell me it doesn't trim off pounds. It does, at least for a photo. Who is, okay, Mr. Phone, stop that. I'm trying to do a react video. Cut it out. Del on Earth says, fun fact, I've flown with, is it Emirates and Qatar, among others. They only give you drinks if you request them, with the exception of water, either a small bottle or cup like this with a meal. If Foodie had Pepsi in front of her, she asked for it 100%. So yeah, she did the video where she showed herself coming home from Kuwait to Canada, and she tried to say that they just gave her the soda. Well, even if they gave it to you for free, Foodie, you could have always said no. You could have said to that person, I'm a diabetic and I shouldn't have this, and they would have taken it away or not given it to you in the first place. So yeah, she asked for it 100%. She did. She had carbs on the plate. She had soda. She had dessert. Girl, bye. You're over there as a diabetic with blood sugar in the 300s and the 400s. You're about to go to the hospital and you're over there drinking soda. You're on like 3 different medications because you're so sick. And all those medications are doing is just trying to keep your blood sugar down. But if you're drinking soda, if you're eating cheesecake, if you're up in the carbs again, what can that medication do? Nothing. Nothing. You got to care about your health before we care about it. Okay, going on. MJ says, don't let her delude you. I live with an executive who works for one of the airlines she keeps mentioning. Either she had to buy 2 seats or upgrade to first class, and she abandoned the hijab. Tisk tisk. To be ashamed of her religion disgusts me. Well, there you have it, folks. This person is saying that they've got some personal knowledge. Foodie tried to say that the airlines gave her a free seat. I can't see how that could be true, because every seat in that airplane is something that they ask people to pay money for. I think Foodie just made up this story about getting a free seat because she doesn't want to admit that she had to buy 2 of them. And she would have to buy 2 of them because she is at a size where it would take at least 2 for her to be comfortable and to be safe, and for other passengers to be safe around her. Also, I've done some reading up on flights and how they place people in planes. And little interesting fact that I don't know if any of you guys know. Did you know that when they are boarding people, that they try to balance out the plane as far as the weight? You know, they got to have evenly distributed weight in the front, back, and the middle. I noticed that Foodie was placed more in the middle. Maybe the reason why her seat was moved was because those that were in the airport, those that were the personnel, saw that she was of a much bigger size. So to balance out the weight of the plane overall, they had to put her in the middle. Just a thought, if she is 500, 600 pounds, she's much bigger than most would be. It would make sense to put her in the middle versus the front or the back. Okay. Judge Judy says, Foodie Beauty, how in the heck are you going to get BBJ back? So Chantal was in Salah's chat. He did a gaming stream, and she was all up in it and blocking anybody that tried to talk to Salah, and she was talking all kinds of nonsense. So here's one of the comments from that chat saying, I might get BBJ if it all works out legally. Chantal, you're not going to get BBJ back. You're really not. You're not going to get BBJ back. It's just not going to happen. There's documented paperwork of you neglecting her. And there's even a video that you yourself made and posted on your channel showing that you were willfully, knowingly handing off the pet to somebody else. The pet was not stolen, wasn't kidnapped. You willingly gave the pet up. You willingly surrendered it to somebody. So you're not going to get her back. And honestly, you should not have her back. You're still focused on BBJ. You're trying to make that into a talking point. At the same time, there is 2 pets still in Kuwait that you abandoned. What about Julia? What about Harry? You're focused on a pet that is not yours anymore and will never be yours. What about being concerned with Julia and Harry's welfare? Making sure that they're well taken care of, making sure that they're in good homes. maybe perhaps bringing them over to Canada. Any talk about that? No? No, of course not. All right. So Kristen says, talking about Salah, oh, good. I hope he's versed in bankruptcy law too, because I'll definitely be keeping this person abreast of Chantal Sarrow's discrepancy spending now that she's moved back to Canada after spending the year in Kuwait. I don't know who this person is. And it's something about small claims court. People are saying that they hope she gets BBJ back. Foodie says, I can't say much, but I'm definitely doing something not only about the cat incident. Chantal, you just got back to Canada. There's a lot to take care of. You got to fix your car. Got to do maintenance for the car. That's not going to be cheap. You have to worry about where you're going to live. You got to get your income back up. I'm actually surprised you haven't done live streams yet. I don't know what you're waiting for. Maybe you haven't live streamed yet because you're not in a location where you can live stream and nobody will know where you are. You know, the moment that you live stream from a motel or a hotel or a relative's house, we're all going to know. So maybe that's why you're not live streaming. You're not in a static location just yet. So you're just doing the videos. But there's a lot to do. There's a lot to take care of. You're coming back to Canada with no place to live, no solid ground to stand on. Stop thinking about French Fry Girl. Stop thinking about BBJ. Stop talking all tough about you're going to take people to court. You don't have the money to take people to court. You can't commit to anything. I can't see you being patient and filling out any kind of paperwork and suing anybody. On what grounds would you sue anyone? And honestly, I would not be going after French Fry Girl because knowing your luck, not only would you lose, but you would have to turn around and pay court costs on top of that. And wouldn't that be something? Okay, this is from Book Lady, and I'm going to give a bit of a trigger warning. I wanted to include this for a reason, because there are people on Chantal's side of the fence, people that are VIBs, people that are new subscribers that they haven't been around forever like some of us have with Chantal. There's a lot of stuff they don't know. There's a lot of stuff they haven't seen or heard. So this clip, courtesy of Orange Cat, this has to do with Chantal during her time being around Natter. And it has to do with this relationship that she had with Natter. She alleged that he committed SA and DV on her. That's why I'm doing the trigger warning. For anybody who might be triggered over that topic, don't want to trigger you, I'm just letting you know ahead of time. But this clip, Chantal was angry and she was still raging at Natter. And she confessed that after she made the allegations against Natter, that she went back over to his house expecting that she would be welcome. And she took a little care package of coffee. And I've got so much to say to that, but I will wait and hold my thoughts until after you guys watch the clip. So let's watch it first.
He's not supposed to see me or talk to me. I ended up going over there. Yes, I did. And I'm so fucking stupid because I don't know. I just thought, oh, you just called the cops on him and fucking accused him of sexual assault and everything. Oh, yeah, you can just go back over there and fucking and just kick Dee Dee out and everything will be fucking normal. I don't even know what I was doing. I fucking went over there. I even fucking brought coffee.
Okay, let's add a little more context to this clip. Again, for those people who weren't around during that time period and don't know all of it. So Natter had Dee Dee come over during this time, and she stayed at his house for months and months and months and months. And the longer she stayed there, the more angry and frenzied Chantal became. She was desperate to get Dee Dee away from Natter so that she could go back over to his house. She got really, really angry because she didn't have access to Natter. So what did she do? Out of anger, out of spite, out of vengeance, what did she do? She decided to go to the cops and at least threaten to press charges on him. Although I was there during that time, I can't say for sure if she did go to the cops. That live stream, she drove somewhere, she parked in front of a building, she disappeared for a while, and then she came back. So I'm not even sure if charges were actually pressed, but the threat was there. She did not allegedly go to the cops because hurt had been committed on her. She was doing it out of vengeance and spite. But if you guys think back, for those that were around at that time, even before this happened, Chantal alluded to what she was going to do if Natter tried to leave. When somebody in the chat asked her one night, and I played this clip on my channel, you guys have seen it. When somebody in her chat asked her, and it is a live stream, and I'll make it easy for you guys to find if you don't know where it is and what it looks like. It's a stream where she's in his bedroom. She's got a sheet wrapped around her like an orange bra on. He was out of the room. Somebody asked her, have you ever thought about Natter leaving you for another woman? Just moving on. And she said, I think about that all the time. And then she said, I've got a plan. I'm not as stupid as you guys think. Trust, something about an Aries. Those are pretty much her exact words. When she said that, I knew what she was going to do, and she did it. She was going to use the fact that he had a criminal past to either threaten him or send him to jail if he did not do what she wanted. So during this time, after she said that, she was frenzied because Dee Dee would not leave, and she basically was acting like she was going to go to the cops and press charges and claim that he did DV and SA on her to get back at him. Or maybe she thought by doing that Dee Dee would get scared and go back to Montreal, and Natter would have her over, and essentially she would get her way. In other words, she was using that to manipulate him. I'm not sticking up for Natter. I'm just saying this is what was going on. But the point of me showing this is I wanted to illustrate just how evil this woman is. That all that time she was lying about him doing DV and SA on her. He did all these awful things. So many awful things. That he struck her so hard that she saw stars. That he wouldn't let her leave the house. He had the black eye rage, blah, blah, blah. Right? Went to the cops with these allegations. And then after making these allegations, she went back over there with coffee. And this is why I call her a fake, phony victim. Because no one who's ever been through that would do something like that. Would be around the person that's hurt them. Would go to the cops and then directly after that come bring them coffee. This is why I paint her a phony. Because she's a liar. You have to be a special kind of evil and deplorable that you're going to make up serious criminal allegations against somebody just to get back at them, just to manipulate them, and just to control them. At that point, it's not about justice, righting or wrong. It's about trying to find another way to do another type of wrong. You're not going to give me my way? I'm going to put you in jail. And on that note, I do remember something else that happened. I don't know if anybody else remember this too. Something interesting, something weird. During the infamous Cuba rages. There was one Cuba rage that Chantal did. She said something very odd. She said during that time that it was her fantasy for Nader to go to jail and be there for him when he got out. And why did she want that? Because she thinks men who get out of jail are hot because they're so desperate for sex that they'll just have sex with anybody. Those were her words. CVIBs, this is the woman that you support. This is her way of thinking. Not normal. But you just heard her. She went to the cops. She made these allegations. And then after that was over, she went back over to the house with coffee as if nothing happened, expecting to be welcomed. She went over there totally unafraid of what he would do to her, pointing in the direction of the fact that he did nothing at all. Anyway, I just want to speak on that for a minute. And I want to show that to the people that have never seen it, because things like this are not on Chantal's channel anymore. All of the stuff that would incriminate her, all the stuff that is rotten, it's gone. She does that on purpose. She tries to erase the history off her channel and pretend that it never happened. But for those who are interested, for those who want to know the real Chantal, there are tons of archive channels and reaction channels. We got all that footage, the stuff that she cannot erase. Chantal likes to do wrong and then pretend like she didn't do any wrong. So for those who are interested, I say do your own research. I say do your own homework. You'll find out a lot. So going on, Nana Spike T says, first off, 96.4K subs with only 500 likes. Show us how many dislikes. Let's see. And she claims she's going to bring Salah to Canada with her. More about the photoshopping. Everybody's calling her out for the photoshopping. Okay, this is from MJK. Again, this is showing the underscarf, which is what she's wearing. She's not wearing the hijab. She's not wearing the abaya. This is the underscarf that you wear under the hijab. So the hijab is gone. The abaya is gone. And if I'm not mistaken, anybody can wear an undercap for anything. I don't think it's just those of the Muslim faith. Yeah, the Christmas miracle. Chantal for real on the left and Chantal what she wants to be on the right. Completely different people. Judge Judy says, no wonder Salah looks like Foodie Beauty. Says she's going to be in Canada for at least 18 months, but we know she ain't going to go back, and so does he. Foodie says, I'm going to be trying to get weight loss surgery, which is about 1.5 years. So yeah, I don't want to be away, but I need to. Well, here's the thing, Foodie. If you paid for your own surgery, you could get it a lot faster. But you want Canada to pay for your surgery. And weight loss surgery is not cheap. You got yourself to the point where you are. You made yourself just that unhealthy. And you think that weight loss surgery is going to fix you. And I've said it many times, it's not. Because there's not a surgeon in the world that possesses any instrument in the world that can fix the problems in your head where the issues are. But even if that weren't true, you ate yourself up to being over 500 pounds. And you have the audacity and the gall that you are expecting Canada to pay for your surgery. Hence the reason why you have to wait so long. Pay for your own doggone surgery. It's not Canada's fault that you're over 500 pounds. Why are you making them pay for it? You're making money on YouTube. Save for your own surgery and it'll happen a lot faster. Honestly, you shouldn't have the surgery. Point blank, period, full stop. You shouldn't have it. If you got an active BED, you should not have it. Because the size of the stomach is not the problem. It's the issues in the head. You got to get those under control first. No surgeon is going to operate on you or give you the WLS with those issues, because if they did, you're just going to make yourself sick or cause a medical emergency because your stomach will rupture. And by the way, Foodie, if you get weight loss surgery, say goodbye to the days of drinking soda. Can't drink carbonated drinks anymore. That's out. No more soda. There's a lot of things you can't do. So you want weight loss surgery, be prepared to give up that soda. Okay, so going on. She's still saying she's going to get. Okay, here's an interesting picture from Persephone. So this is a picture of this lovely model, and she's modeling this shirt that Chantal has on. This is the way that the shirt is supposed to look. It's supposed to be just like a casual, loungy type of sweatshirt. It's beautiful. Looks pretty on her. That's the way it's supposed to look. It doesn't look that way on Chantal. Let's see. Here we go. Book Lady says she could not find a single shirt in all of Kuwait, and magically on the shores of Canada, she fits into a Pennington 3X. She couldn't fit into a 3X when she was on the Coca-Cola. Nope, no, she sure didn't. I remember she was buying from Torrid, and she was buying the biggest sizes that Torrid had to offer, and after a while, she stopped doing Torrid hauls because she just got too big. She couldn't find anything to fit her. Okay. Judge Judy says, this is the kind of person Foodie Beauty really is. Listen to her. After she filed charges, she went to Natter's house, then said she could call the Popo and make up a story about being essayed. She's a manipulating, attention-seeking narcissist. Her subs have their blinders on. Well, they have blinders on because maybe they haven't seen this clip. That's why I played it. Not to trigger anybody in my audience, but just to show them what maybe they don't know. So for those of you that did not know, now you know. Like, you are sub to somebody who is manipulating, that she's so specially evil that she'll make up very serious charges against a person just to get back at them for not being in a relationship with her. She's that kind of special evil that she's willing to put you in jail if you don't come to heel and be her partner. I mean, the level of evil and control with this one, insane. Okay. So more people saying, I dare you to get her BBJ back. She shouldn't get BBJ back. What else we got here? More photoshopping. Yeah, here we go from Okie Doll. Here's a side-by-side comparison. So she went from this to that in less than a month. Lying liar who lies. Yeah. How do you go from this to this? How do you go from this to this? You can't, except through Photoshop. All right, enough with this stuff on Twitter. And thank you for all the lovely people on Twitter. Let's get into the video where Chantal, she's on the defensive. She's very defensive here. Just probably just trying to pick a fight with people, as she does. She's. I told you guys in the tarot reading last night. I saw in the cards. She is going to be picking fights with everybody. Everybody just trying to drum up those views, drum up that drama, drum up that money. This is the calm before the storm. She's not kicked it up yet because she's not found a static location. Once that's worked out, once she figures out what she's going to do, it's going to get started again. So let's just enjoy the calm before the storm while we can enjoy it. But let me just pulling up her video.
They can keep forever and ever.
Shut up, Foodie. She's so loud. Be quiet, woman. Did I say it was your turn to talk? No, I did not. Quiet. And we're not watching this cameo anyway. I refuse. I refuse to watch this garbage. So let's get to.
I know what you're thinking. I'm back in Canada. I know a lot of you expected me to just take off my hijab and me to go live a lot. I know, okay. So,
but you did though. You took off the hijab. you're wearing the undercap. That's not the hijab. And you're not wearing your abaya either. So you're halfway there. And the only reason why you're keeping the undercap on is to just, again, hide certain things about your appearance. But go ahead.
So I have a lot of things to take care of and do, and I just find that the videos are more safe for me right now because honestly, um, it's just realistically, unfortunately, some people ruin the fun for everyone, right? It's not safe for me to go live right now. I get stalked, I get followed around, and it's just not cool. So,
You know, she's a lie. If she did a live, let's just say in a motel or a hotel room, against a white wall, showing nothing else in the room, nobody would know where she was at. Foodie's not that smart, though. She's really not that smart. She's always panning her camera around, showing where she's at, showing things in the room. I'll never forget one occasion where she was in a motel or a hotel room and she showed just a little bit of the room. And the Kiwi farmers, just based on the carpet, they found out exactly where she was at. It didn't take that long. But if she was in a room, like any room, with a white wall behind her, nothing else, nobody would know where she was at. No one.
I'm trying to safeguard my privacy. These were in my car. Remember these? I'm trying to safeguard my privacy right now. So, yeah. When I'm settled into my own apartment or house, I'm not sure what I'm going to be renting. Um, I will film like in the kitchen, my bedroom, stuff like that. I just won't show the outside of my location or anything like that. I'll be very careful. I'm being very careful this trip. There are literally like psychotic people who are on my tail, and yeah, it's just, I'm trying to be more responsible for my own security and just my own privacy more than anything. So, um, yeah, this is a sweater from Pennington's. We will
I'm
Pennington.
being bothered by something. Can I just voice what I'm being bothered by? It's just an aesthetic thing. Foodie, why that the little bridge of the glasses, why is it way up to your eyebrows? Why isn't it sitting on the bridge of your nose? Is there a reason for that? Is that because of the filters? I don't know. That's just a thing. Let's keep going.
Pennington's bees. But this is from Pennington's and it's a 4X. So again, it just depends how it's made, where it's from, etc., etc. I wear anything. The only place I really wear 3X is from Maurice's. They're made big.
Ma'am, you are not a 3X. You have not been a 3X in quite a while. You weren't a 3X before you left Canada. You're not one now. I don't care how much of that overpriced Metamucil you drink, you're not a 3X. You told us in Kuwait in a video with the floral abaya that you at that time you were wearing the biggest abaya that Kuwait had to offer. And anything bigger than what you were wearing, you would have to make custom. Someone would have to make it for you. So how do you go from that and 150 pounds heavier to wearing a 3X? You seem to live in this, I don't know what it is with you. You're stuck on a couple of things. You seem to be stuck on the number 350, 330, 366. For your weight, you stay in the 300s. I don't know what the obsession is with that. Maybe, I'm just going to take a wild guess in the dark, y'all. Maybe that was the weight that she was at when she was with BB. And she just doesn't want to admit that her body has changed since then. I am speculating here, but maybe she was that weight back in her time when she was with BB. And there's also the obsession with being 3X. So 366, 355, and clothing size, you're not going beyond a 3X, you're way beyond that. Foodie, you told us you're 535 pounds. I think you're still lying. I think we're getting closer to the truth. I think you're more like 550, 560. You're close to 600 pounds. You've gained at least 150 pounds since you left to go to Kuwait, and now you're coming back that much heavier. Ain't no way you're a 3X. No, ma'am. No. I mean, just for context, I'm 5'4", about 135 pounds. And I don't like to wear tight clothing. Okay. I like to be comfortable. So I wear like a 1X, just to be comfy. So if I'm a 1X and my clothes are they're nice and loose and comfortable, how in the world are you a 3X? How is that even possible when you're like 4 times my size, madam?
So if you want your clothes made big, I would go there. I wear between a 3X and a 5X, depends. So anyways, I have a busy day. I'm going to go get my car serviced. Look, I'm not getting rid of this car. Like I said, it's paid off and I don't have to worry about car payment. So
Okay, my BS meter just broke. I don't think she paid off that car. I think that car was being hidden over Aunt Phyllis's, and maybe Aunt Phyllis was driving it. She wasn't paying off that car. She went to Kuwait owing money on the Kia. She owes a lot on the Kia, so how could it be paid off now? How is Foodie doing all of this? Okay, let's just recap for a minute. So according to Foodie, she's still paying on a bankruptcy, right? That's what she told us. And she basically fled from Canada to Kuwait owing money on that bankruptcy to the tune of like 50 or 60 grand. Now, she has been there for over a year, and there is the possibility that she might have been making small payments. I don't know. But she went to Kuwait owing money on a bankruptcy, owing money on the Kia. She's coming home. Now she's claiming the Kia has been paid off. Doubt that. Uh, Bankruptcy is still going because if she paid it off, she would have let us know. She's got to get money to have her car serviced, but I'm sure that's not going to be cheap. She's got to save up money to move into an apartment, which anybody who's ever moved into a 1 bedroom, which I have, depending on the area, you got to save up at least $5, 6, 7, $8,000, depending on where you move. First month's, last month's, security deposit, turning on the utilities, getting your cable, all that stuff, easily 5 or 6 grand. Where's this money coming from? Her paychecks are not that big. I mean, the math ain't mathin'. She's acting like she's got all kinds of money, but she really doesn't. So how is she doing all of this? Answer, she's not.
that's awesome for that. I haven't had to, I mean, this is the first time I haven't had a car payment. Like, we have the SUV in Kuwait, and despite what a lot of people think, that's Salah's car. He pays his own.
Oh, and that too. I forgot to add that in. My bad. On top of everything else I just named, she's paying on, according to her, she's paying on the car that she gave to Salah. Did I think she outright bought it? No, I think that was a leased vehicle. So unless he turned it in, she's still making payments on that. So that's more money out of pocket. Where's this money coming from, Chantal? It ain't payday yet.
He's paid his own bills before me. He will continue to pay his own bills without me, okay? People say, I'm broke, I'm broke. Well, then how can I afford to pay for 2 households and 2 vehicle payments, and all these debts I'm paying back? I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. People are so willing to contradict themselves.
I can actually answer that. I'm just speculating here. So here's what I think, Foodie. I think that you've got some people in your pocket that have that food fetish that might be sending you some extra money off of YouTube. I mean, you have catered to those people for years. There's a high possibility that now that you're back in Canada and you've not slowed down with eating the fast food, you might be doing a little something on the side away from YouTube to cater to them. Maybe sending some pictures or videos or something, and they send you some cash because fetish guys do pay well. And that's how you're getting all this money to do all these things. I'm just saying.
To fit their narrative, but it's just, anyway. So, yeah, I'm just going to get this car cleaned up, detailed, serviced, and we're good to go. The Kia will be brand new. But yeah, I mean, just other than normal wear and tear, it's fine. I'm not gonna. I'm definitely not gonna get another car payment right now. So, anyways, so yeah, I guess that's it. I wanted to talk about the hijab. Like I said, I know people are expecting me to go back to myself. I mean, I can still be myself and wear a hijab. This is my religion. This is also it's just I'm going to stay covered. Like I know people think that I'm going to come back to Canada and completely take off my hijab. People are
Well,
expecting it.
you already did though. It's already off. You're not wearing the hijab. You're not wearing the abaya. You're wearing an undercap. So you're pretty much all already there. And the moment that Salah makes you angry, the moment that he doesn't pick up that phone when you call, the moment that he doesn't pick up, period, just to spite him, you're gonna take it off. You're gonna go wild. It's gonna be just that fast. Foodie, the only reason why you put on the hijab and the abaya was for him to gain his favor, to try to fit in with Salah. Although hijab and abaya or not, you never fit with that man. You guys were complete opposites. Every time you get with a guy, you change who you are. You never stay true to yourself. It's all about, let me just be what this guy wants me to be accepted by him. I'll just put on that persona just to have somebody around. You're faking the funk just to have a companion. So the moment that that companion is gone, then you are your authentic self on the hunt for a new identity and a new man. Because without one, you don't know who you are.
And it's kind of disheartening to see people think that I'm just taking religion as a joke. I'm not a perfect Muslim. Nobody is perfect. I am still pretty new. I mean, it hasn't even been a full year. And I just, I'm not perfect. No, not all the time. But I mean, this is a hijab. Okay.
You saying that is a cop out. You saying that is an absolute cop out. You're using that old nobody's perfect analogy to excuse your bad behavior. Nobody is asking for or expecting perfection from you, Chantal. But it would be nice to see honesty and authenticity from you. You're cosplaying a faith that is not truly in your heart. If it were truly in your heart, that'd be a different story. But you've never had any faith or belief in your heart. You don't take that seriously. You're not genuine about it. You're not sincere about it. That's what makes people angry. The fact that you treat it as a joke and you're disrespectful. You claim to be a newly reverted Muslim woman, and yet you've gotten on camera numerous times using profanity, gossiping, committing gluttony, smoking. You don't even have the good sense to do it off camera. You do it on camera publicly. And it makes people upset to see you be so disrespectful to the Muslim faith and the Muslim beliefs. And here you are, like a child, trying to excuse it away, saying nobody's perfect. There's no such thing as a perfect person. We all make mistakes. We all go through our hard lessons. But it's better to do those things authentically and genuinely than to be a complete fraudy.
Okay. I wear this because I have to cover. So for those of you, even though I've said it many times, there seems to be a lot of people who don't know. I have to cover everything except for my hands, sometimes my feet. When I pray, I cover my feet and my face. So I have to um, cover my neck always and the chin. Yes, my double chin, even. Okay. So, yes, I have to cover everything. Now, when I'm in the house, I never cover anything. When I'm alone with my husband, I don't wear hijab. But just because I'm in Canada, I'm not going to stop being who I am. And who I am, I've seen this comment a lot by people, and I'm not getting down on you. I don't mind. I expect this kind of reaction from people. I know people are finding it they're in disbelief that I'm Muslim still, and I never thought I would ever be in this position. I would never be who I am today. But this feels like truly who I am. And if it wasn't, yeah, it would be just I would take it off easily, but I'm not ever going to take it off.
I don't think she's ever going to take off that head covering just because it's covering up her appearance. She's not comfortable with who she is, and she's rather than fixing the problems, she's all about disguising the problems. Out of sight, out of mind. If she puts on the head covering, then she doesn't have to look at herself in the mirror and admit she's gaining a lot of weight and it's affecting her health. Do whatever she can to hide the truth, escape from the truth, rather than deal with the truth. You face the truth for a reason, Chantal. If you face the truth, if you face the problems, if you admit that there are problems, you can fix them. But you're not about fixing anything. You're all about hiding them away, sweeping them under a carpet. If they're under the carpet, you don't have to look at them. So I feel that you will keep the head covering on. But it has nothing to do with the Muslim faith. It has everything to do with the fact that you've gained a lot of weight. It's shocking, absolutely shocking. And if people maybe saw all of you uncovered, it would be astonishing.
Um, even if I'm never with Salah again, that's not going to happen. And
Even if I'm never with Salah again, if you are a happily married couple, why would those words exit your mouth? Even if I'm never with him again. If you're married to your husband, you would never think that way. You would never say that out loud. If you're happily married and you love your husband and you're with them, you're with them. What you should be saying is, me and Salah, we're going to be together again, but you're not saying that. You're saying, if we're never together again, you're married, you're married. And if you're not, you're not. And for you to say that means you're not. And he never was married to you. So thanks for confirming that.
inshallah, but let's say I didn't, we weren't together anymore. Me being Muslim isn't just have anything to do with him, It's me too. So this is a decision I'm making. It's not no one's forcing me to do it. It's a decision I've made all on my.
If her and Salah completely stopped talking, he was no longer in the picture. Or let me change that. If something happened and Salah happened to be with another woman and she found out, just to spite him, just out of anger and wrath, she would take off the head covering. She would take off the hijab. She would take off the abaya. And she would no longer be a newly reverted Muslim woman. Because if he's with somebody else, for sure, she would have no motivation to do this. As long as he's in the picture, she's got a little bit of motivation. But the moment he's gone, she's going to abandon this persona for good.
My own. And while I'm in Canada and anywhere else in the world, when you see me in the public eye on camera, I'm going to be wearing a hijab. So those are the parts of my aura. It's called aura. I'm always going to cover. You're only going to see my face. You're only going to see my hands. You're only going to see my that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. There are a lot of things, yes, I do that. Technically, a lot of people will argue against Islam wearing lipstick, stuff like that. To each their own. I'm not, people shouldn't judge other people, especially non-Muslims. I have non-Muslim people who show their hair, who are trying to tell me what is an appropriate hijab. You can even look this up. Many, many, many Muslims actually wear the hoodies as long as you're covering your aura, as long as you're covering, that's technically a hijab. I don't always have to wear a veil for it to be a cover,
I don't know. It's just like, I mean, it's fine. You can go on hotehijab.com, HAUTE, and check for yourself. It's perfectly fine. Um, so even in the Quran, it doesn't say you must wear a chiffon hijab to be appropriate. It just says cover yourself, like the most.
You know, when Foodie is thinking something, when she's made up her mind about how she feels about something, she's going to go online or go to people and look for those that agree or that back up her version of the truth rather than look into her heart and ask herself the question, is this wrong or is this right? You know, like she wants to be able to wear the lipstick. She wants to be able to curse and commit gluttony and use profanity. She wants to do those things rather than refrain. So, because she wants to do those things, she's going to seek out resources and people that back that up and say to people that are non Muslim, you can't judge me, you're not Muslim. Even those who are not Muslim know what's right and wrong. And a lot of people, Muslim and non Muslim, have come to you, Chantal, saying that your behavior is wrong, considering what you say is your faith. Although, to be honest, you've had no faith in your faith, you've had no sincerity in it. You're not truly a Muslim woman in your heart. You don't care about the Quran, you don't care about the faith, you don't care about anything. You care about just taking on a persona that is not you at all, the complete opposite of you, and just using it for attention's sake. And it's rather disgusting you doing that.
Most general, vague sense possible. I need the AC on. It's 33 Fahrenheit. And I have the AC on. So I was like, you need a winter jacket. Let's go. Because they have like a North Face at the mall. And I'm like, I don't want a winter jacket. Like, I am not going to wear it. I've had winter jackets. I might get a jacket. But I mean, I don't need one. I'm hot right now. I have my undershirt. I have this. I'm covered on my head. So, I didn't even wear my scarf today. So, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a scarf. A lot of people are speculating that scarf that she wore was actually the horse blanket poncho that she wore over at Natters. I don't know if that's true, but it looks very, very familiar. It really did.
Just busy visiting. I'm going to be visiting people and taking care of appointments and everything like that. I have a lot of appointments to do. And I'm running into a wall because um, the wait time I called around for most family doctors is like 2 to 3 years. I mean, that's where the healthcare system is failing.
No, 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 no. This is where you're failing. You want to get back into Canada's healthcare system and take advantage of the healthcare rather than pay your own doggone bills. I'm sure if you put your money down, your money, the money you get on YouTube, the money you really don't even work for, if you were willing to pay for your doctor visits out of pocket, you could be seen a lot sooner. But what's going on with you is that you are wanting to take advantage of Canada's healthcare system and you're expecting them to foot the bill on everything. You got yourself to the place where you are unhealthy, you got a myriad of problems, and you're going to make it everybody else's problem. You don't want to pay for the things you did wrong to yourself. Incorrect. If you're waiting around for other people to pay for your stuff, you're going to have to be patient and wait your turn. And if you don't like it, you know what to do. Pay some money out of pocket to be seen.
Right now, let's say at the Montfort Hospital, okay? Right now, I saw on the news, the wait time at the emergency is 20 hours. So, look, it's just, I don't know how long it's going to take me. And that's why I'm here indefinitely for now, because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get the health care that I need. And, there's long wait.
Look at this entitled brat. She's complaining about the wait time in an emergency room. Hello, hello, emergency room, hospital. There are people that go there with serious health problems. They're going there and their lives have to be saved. They might be coming out of critical situations. They're first in line, Chantal, before you. So sorry you have to wait 20 hours. But you know what? If you got an issue and you have to wait 20 hours, and if it's that important, you got to be seen just that bad, I guess you'll be sitting there for 20 hours. If there's something really wrong with you and you want to be treated, you will sit there for 20 hours and shut your mouth. It's not like anybody else has to do it too. They do. A lot of people have to sit there and wait and wait and wait to be seen. Just facts of life. Hospitals are overburdened right now, lacking in staff, overworked staff, overtired staff. And can I just say thank you to all the medical personnel out there, all you doctors, all you nurses, all you RNs. You are hardworking, putting in those long, exhausting hours. And I'm so sorry if you have to deal with somebody like that. Some entitled brat who wants to be first in line for everything. So sorry if you ever had to deal with somebody like her. That she's so impatient that she feels that everybody else should be behind her in line. You want to get treated, Chantal, go to the hospital and wait like everyone else does. And if it's not that important, then don't go.
Wait lists, and I have a lot to take care of, so I'm just going to need to be here for a while. And yeah, so that doesn't mean I'm not going to ever see Salah. We can visit each other. But right now, and the pets are keeping him company, and I could have easily brought her with me. Well, not very easily.
Wrong. Doubt that. Julia's not even been fixed yet. Has she been vaccinated? Has she had all of her shots? Does she have her proper paperwork to travel? Would Chantal be willing to pay the fees to have her shipped over? Nope. I could have her shipped over, but you won't. You could have brought BBJ and Sam with you to Kuwait, did you? No. Did you take care of them while you were in Canada? No. Because all you were thinking about was feeding your face and rushing over to Kuwait as quickly as possible to be with Salah to control him. That's where your head was at. So although I feel really bad for Julia because you got her used to being in a home and being taken care of by Salah, not so much you, but him, you've abandoned her and you've abandoned Harry. You abandoned 2 pets in Canada and you abandoned 2 in Kuwait. So your track record is 4 abandoned pets, Chantal. 4. You're not going to spend money to bring the pets over. They don't mean that much to you.
I really am I feel so bad doing that, knowing that they're like going to be on the plane for so long and stressed out. I don't know. It's really stressful.
But you know what? I'm just going to call you out on your nonsense. Take some accountability. You probably knew way ahead of time that you were going to come home. You had to know, unless it was a complete surprise. But you knew you were going to come home. And if you knew when you were going to come home, if you had your plane ticket, that gave you ample time to prepare, right? To get everything done for Julia and Harry to bring them over if you wanted to bring them over. Get them all set up, or at least get them set up to be taken care of while you're gone. Did you do any of that? No. Nope. Didn't even get Julia fixed. Left her in Kuwait unfixed. Beast.
But also, he wants them to be there. Like, the pets love him too. And Julia's close to him as well. And,
I find it really,
he's taking good care of them.
Shut up, Chantal. I find it disgusting that in the beginning, Salah didn't even want the pets. Chantal did. She whined and complained and cried to get both those pets. It was her idea to get the cat. It was her idea to get the hamster. And why did she get the hamster? because the hamster was first, because she wanted to do like a hamster cam. She thought she could do like a live cam feed thing with the hamster. That's why she got the hamster. And honestly, she got Julia because Julia looks a lot like BBJ. She wanted to trigger everybody with the cat, knowing that people don't want her anywhere near cats. So those pets, Julia especially, were spite pets. She got them out of spite, not out of love, spite. And Harry was just a pet that she got thinking she could make money off of it, and she never did. So those pets have been abandoned. You know, their purpose has been served and they've been left behind, and soon they will be forgotten by her. Not by us, by her.
Them, and they're there to keep him company, make him less lonely. He loves the pets. So he's someone who never was raised with a cat, and I said, you're gonna love the cats pretty soon. Sure enough. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. I better get going. I have a lot to do today. Oh my gosh, I have an appointment soon for the car, and hate waiting. Patience, my friend. So that's why I'm dressed like this. You know, I'm not wearing a hijab or abaya. I didn't bring any of my abayas because people don't really wear them here, and I just wanted to be more casual here. Access to like bigger casual clothes.
Well, that's an interesting tidbit. So she didn't bring any of her abayas. She could have brought them over. Why didn't she bring them? No plans at all to wear the abayas.
In the winter here is probably makes me more comfortable, and also with the toque, it's a winter, so wearing a toque on top of like a chiffon, I don't know if I really like that look as much. So I'm just wearing an undercap. It's a hijab that goes to here, covers everything, and it covers my neck and my chins, if you want to say chins, whatever, I don't care. And I don't have to worry about it, you know. And then I have my hat on top of that because it's nice and warm, and I'm warm. I'm perfectly fine. I'm perfectly comfortable this way. You know, I have no complaints. So, but as for taking off the hijab, no, I don't know why people would think that. People have so many theories about me and how I feel, and you're so wrong. You're wrong about every single thing. You're wrong about me being a fake Muslim. You're wrong about me.
No, we're not. No, we're not. And didn't you say that you don't pay attention to the reaction channels? Didn't you say that you're not paying attention to any of us? Didn't you also say that you don't care about what we say and our opinions? But here you are proving that you're a liar, that you care very much. You're saying without saying that you spend your time running around on YouTube and also Twitter, paying attention to what other people say about you. And you either care or you're acting like you care. And why do we speculate about you, Chantal? Why do we have our theories? Why does that have to be a thing? I'll tell you why. Because this is what you have to do dealing with someone like you. That you lie and you manipulate. And you said yourself long ago that you wanted your own type of reality show on YouTube. You turned your channel into a type of reality show. And sometimes it's hard to know what's real and what's not real, what's true and what's been scripted. The line kind of gets blurred sometimes. Theories and speculation happen when you deal with somebody who constantly lies or tells you half truths. We wouldn't have to do that if you told us the complete truth and if you were honest, but you don't know how to do that. You'll give us everything but the truth. You'll overshare some things and you'll keep other things private. And then the story gets confusing. So in order to better explain what's going on, the reaction channels, we try to fill in the blank spaces, the empty holes, if you will. We wouldn't have to do that if you were just an honest person.
And no, I'm not a perfect Muslim, but it doesn't mean I'm fake and I don't believe in God and Allah, okay? And you're so wrong about me wanting to eat pork. I'm never going to eat pork again. I haven't. Now, I will be honest that sometimes I eat non-halal meat while I'm here because it's harder to access unless you go to a specific restaurant. You can buy it in the grocery store too. But sometimes I go out and not everything is halal. And it's just, I'll eat halal where I can. But the main thing is I'm not going to eat pork, and I'm not going to drink, and I'm also not going to smoke weed or take edibles. I thought when I came here I would be craving it.
One thing she left out of that list of things she's not going to do. What about the nose candy, Chantal? That wasn't on the list. So you're saying I'm not going to do the gummies. I'm not going to smoke the green. I'm not going to drink. But you did not name the white powder. And you had a problem with that a while ago. You were trying to use that as a form of weight loss. You had a $3,000-$4,000 Coca-Cola habit. Why wasn't that on the list? Is it because you're back to doing it? Is that where all the energy is coming from versus the Unicity overpriced Metamucil? Maybe. But it's interesting that you didn't put that on the list with everything else.
So bad. And there's dispensaries I was driving by. And I really just, you know what I like? I like the feeling of a clear head. I was thinking of how I felt when I was like high. And how, I think it's worse for my depression. I really do. And I have a bit of a trauma from all those wheelchairs. I swear, I don't think I would enjoy it the same way. I want to turn a new leaf. I want to be different here. I don't want to go back to my old habits. I don't miss those. I never missed them. So when people say you look so much happier, I'm happy to be able to see my family.
I'm not trying to be a negative biatch, but someone who has multiple addictions, who has not gone to therapy, who doesn't have any new learned coping mechanisms and coping skills, they're never going to be fully recovered. And at some point, those temptations are going to be too strong and they're going to give in because they've learned no other way to deal with their emotions, with their feelings, with their thoughts, with their life. Either you're in recovery or you're not. There's no middle ground, Chantal. So you're coming to all of us and you're saying, even though I have not gone to any kind of rehab, even though I have not gone to therapy and worked out my issues, even though I am someone with an active, raging, out of control BED, to the point where that BED has helped me get to over 500 pounds, that suddenly that you're in recovery, you're perfectly fine, you've got self-control. I don't believe it. I really, really don't. Nope. Because food has always been your go-to for everything. You use it as medicine for every situation. When you're mad, when you're sad, when you're upset, when you're bored, you eat when you're bored. You're always going to food. And suddenly you just let that go. You got self-control. Even though you didn't have the self-control in Kuwait, suddenly you got it in Canada. Don't believe it. I don't. Tell you what, though. If you want everybody on YouTube to believe you, you have to make believers out of all of us. Because right now, belief in you is zero. And that's your fault. That's your fault for the things you've done and the things you've said. All the promises you've made and broken. You want us to believe that you're a better person, that you're healthier now, that you can resist temptation. You're going to have to make us believe with hard work. You said yourself you do not like being uncomfortable. Well, becoming a better person requires hard work and it requires being uncomfortable a lot of the time. So how can you possibly be a better person and be recovered if you're not willing to be uncomfortable? This is just me wondering out loud.
And take care of things, but I'm actually really sad because I miss my pets and Salah. And I don't miss any of the bad habits I used to have. I don't miss them at
Not
all.
right now. Maybe it's because you just got to Canada and, you know, like you're keeping yourself busy with getting a new place or finding out where you're going to be, finding out what you're going to do for your channel. Your mind is busy with other things. But once you get settled into your new place, wherever that is, and you're alone and you're lonely, what do you think is going to happen? I'm not wishing that upon you. I'm just pointing that out. When you're alone with your thoughts, when you're alone with yourself, that's when the temptations start whispering in your ear. And the whispers turn into screams. And to make them shut up, you might do some things that you really shouldn't be doing. Hence the reason why you need therapy and coping skills and coping mechanisms. Because that bee monster is still inside you. It's Godzilla sized and it's hungry. And it may be quiet for now, but it won't be quiet later. Trust on that.
Whatsoever. So that's false as well. Anyways, there's my sermon for today. Yeah. But other than that, hijab is staying on and I'm moving on. So like I said, my goal is just to keep, once I have more updates about health appointments and things, I want to share my health journey and that stuff. And yeah, just share my journey of, moving out on my own. But eventually the goal is to live together again. But I have to take care of my things here right now, so.
So, question for you, Chantal. You said that getting weight loss surgery will take 1.5 years. I don't think you're ever going to get the surgery based on the fact that you have an active BED. I don't think any doctor would give you the surgery. But let's just say on a devil's whim, that is a possibility. Do you think Salah is going to wait almost 2 years to be with you? Do you think he's going to wait that long? He's a younger man. He's not going to wait that long. He's not going to wait. Just know that.
But anyway, we'll see what the future holds. I'm taking it day by day. I'm just literally taking it day by day right now. Just trying to, stay positive, not feel too lonely, and just keep myself very busy, which I am. So anyway, I'm going to do a tour of different places, like in Ottawa, my hometown, stuff like that. So I will definitely have a video up for you guys. I want to do a tour of the mall in Cornwall to show you guys. And it's not far between Ottawa and Cornwall, so I can go on. I love driving, so we'll just do some videos like that here and there. So I'll see you guys later. I'll let you know how much my car was and what was wrong with it. And then I'll probably end the video. So thank you guys for watching, and yeah, see you in the next clip. So my car is fine. The only thing I need done is some brakes, rotors, and pads. And after labor and everything, it's going to be quite costly. It's going to be like $1,500. But
woo! Did y'all hear that? Just to get the car fixed is $1,500. It's a big chunk of change. Then you got to figure in food. He's got to have money to move into a place and give Salah the car payment and have money to eat, and she eats a lot. Where's this money going to come from, Foodie?
I'll have good breaks for a little while, so that's good. So I'm getting that fixed right now. And in the meantime, I'm enjoying some complimentary coffee and some Dad's oatmeal chocolate chip cookies.
And why, as a diabetic, do you need chocolate chip cookies?
Okay, you guys, I'm grocery shopping, and look at the things I found. I got some pasta sauce.
Foodie, you need to stop that. Look, you're at the grocery store and you put things in your cart. But who is to say after you showed us all these little healthy items that you didn't run around and put all this stuff back and put stuff in the cart that you're really going to eat? You ain't going to eat that. That is so not you. Those are not your items. No. This is not the stuff that you eat. This is not stuff that you're going to eat. No, ma'am. No. No, we've already seen the way that you eat. You proved that on the airplane, Miss Cheesecake, Miss Soda. This is not stuff you're going to really buy. You're just showing it off for the camera.
sauce for cheese. And I got some Lunchmates, the turkey and cheese ones with a little Kit Kat. And I also
just a little Kit Kat. Where are the others? She's going to have like 10 packs of Kit Kats, Milky Way, Snickers stacked in that grocery cart before she leaves.
got some stovetop. We don't have this in Kuwait. These are basically things I've been missing. We don't have in Kuwait. Alfaghetti. Alfaghetti is one of my favorite things ever. And
Carbs. Carbs all day. Why do you need all them carbs?
also, look at all these things. Flakes of turkey. It's so good for sandwiches. I have some hamburger helper. I'm so excited for this. I've been really craving it. I can't believe it.
Oh God, there's that magic word, craving. I'm craving it, therefore I must have it. So we've got all kinds of canned pasta. Why do you need that? By the way, for those who might be interested, look, I love Chef Boyardee. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I love Chef Boyardee. I love the canned ravioli. But did you guys know, man, the calories in one of those cans is insane. I didn't know that till I looked, and I'm like, don't. Yeah, there's a lot of calories in just one of those cans of Chef Boyardee. And look, 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 look. She's got one can up here. She got more cans down here. Those are calorie bombs, believe it or not. I know that because I used to eat it, and I would still eat it. Again, don't judge me. I just like the taste.
And here we have some beef ravioli. I checked the ingredients. There's no pork, so we're good to go. So I got a few cans of that because you know how I love it. And a big block of cheese, some soup, and some other things. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Yeah, okay. Listen, Foodie, if you're looking to make a lot of money this month and the clock is ticking,
A new epidemic that turns.
Okay, we're not watching that. Sorry about that. But go back over here. If you're looking to make money this month, Foodie, really make money this month, this content ain't it. This is not going to get you the most views or subs or engagement. Like, you're putting us to sleep. You got to do better. Just talking about your plane ride and the airports and showing off a few groceries. It ain't, no, 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 no. I'm not saying you have to do party favors. I'm not saying you have to act insane, but you got to find something else to keep people interested. People were excited to see you come back to Canada because they thought the content would be more interesting. Everybody got sick to death of seeing that doggone blue couch, the same environment with the same meals. People wanted variety. That's why they got happy you coming back to Canada. So you better bring the variety, or else you're not gonna make all the money you could this month. Not that I care. It's your paycheck. Let's see what else. What are some of the things we got here? She edited the comments again. Yes, she did. All of you Beezers, I feel so bad for you. You truly don't know this woman. You really don't know her. She's got you all fooled. You'll find out one day, though. You will. Oh, God. Salah's account. It's hilarious and pathetic at the same time when someone non-Muslims judge Muslims what their guide is Google. Well, that's her guide for being a Muslim one is Google. And some stupid nuts from the creepy channels who pretend to know everything while they don't even leave their own basement. And the farthest place they went was the Victoria's Secret. However, great video, baby, and keep glowing. Salah, please have a seat. Sir, the only reason why you got out of Kuwait was because Foodie was paying your way to Thailand. You weren't going there on your dime, sir. You were going there on hers. And you spent over a year with this person, living off of her, because you didn't want to work. So don't come step to all of us and tell us about our business, okay? Don't do it. And I don't live in a basement, by the way. We don't live in basements. We live in houses. All right, so that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here and have a good one. Bye now.